He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gadget Professor. My name is Don Baine, and I am, of course, the Gadget Professor. I appreciate everybody tuning in. It is actually Thursday. It looks like March 21st. I don't know where the time is going, but it's going somewhere. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody today. If you're new to the Gadget Professor, thank you so much for tuning in. This is a child-safe program, and what we try to do is every Thursday we bring you a new episode, jam-packed of information, a technical gadget or sometimes a non-technical gadget, and we talk a little bit about some free apps and some free software that would hopefully make your life a little bit easier. So the easiest way to get to the Gadget Professor, I think, there's a lot of easy ways, is to go to our website, and that would be at thegadgetprofessor.com. You definitely want to subscribe to the show notes. That's all explained quite simply. You just click a button, and what the show notes does is every Thursday, as soon as the episode is posted, you will receive in your email, in basket, all the show descriptions and notes that we talked about. Everything will be hot links, so all those URLs, hey, get me a pen, let me write this down or stop the show. You don't have to worry about that because the show notes will have all that hot linked and you just click on it and there it is. And also, if you want to go back, we're actually on episode 98. You have 97 other episodes, and you can use those show notes as reference points because, believe me, I get email all the time. Hey, remember you talked about that or you said that? And I can't even remember. So if you have the show notes, it's pretty easy to go through and find that stuff. You also can follow me on Twitter. That would be at Gadget Professor. I tweet about 30, 40 times a day and about all kinds of gadgets, and I think you'll enjoy that. While we're on the subject of Twitter, you also probably would like to follow me on Rebel Mouse. Rebel Mouse I'm really enjoying because what it does is it gives you a pictorial of everything that I talk about in my tweets, and it's just like having a Facebook page on steroids. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook, and I appreciate that if you followed me on Facebook and give me a little click to like. And I'm trying to keep more active with the Facebook. In fact, over the next couple of weeks, there will be a lot of changes in the Gadget Professor, and the reason for that is because we have a new full-time sponsor of the show, which I'm thrilled about, and that is going to be a company called Livestream. And Livestream basically provides a CDN, a situation where you can actually port your content on any source that you want. You can watch your materials on a cell phone if you want, on your laptop, on a web page, and it does it automatically. And then they also are now putting out a phenomenal brand of their own equipment, Livestream equipment, and we will be talking a lot more about that in future episodes. And if you actually go back to the Gadget Professor's homepage, shortly we're going to be streaming this live on Livestream, and you'll actually be able to tune into the Gadget Professor live as we're producing the show, and I'll have more about that coming up in the next few weeks. So there'll be a lot of changes happening with the Gadget Professor show, and I think you're going to find all of that very informative and certainly interesting, especially when we set up the live stream and we have chats. You actually can discuss things with me live as we're broadcasting, and I think that will be a lot of fun, and certainly it will be interactive. And last but not least, you can email me at any time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. I do answer all my email. Actually, I'm a little bit behind. I'm a day or two behind, but I will answer all my email, and I appreciate it. Keep those letters, the email coming, because it gives me something to do. So today we have an interesting show. If we go to camera 2, I will show you immediately that our gadget today is a real cool gadget. It is a watch, and you can see it right here, and I think you'll see that little disc right there. So instantly my Gadget Professor fans know that this is an electronic watch, which it is, and this is actually a spy watch with a built-in camera, video camera, and audio recorder all built in. And while we're on the gadget of the day, let's talk about it. When you receive this device, you'll see the watch, you'll see the little disc that's in there. You'll see a little cord, which I'm going to show you up close how that works. And you're also going to receive the most important part of this, other than the watch, is the instruction sheet, which I would like to point out is available in Chinese, which I can't still read, and also in English. It's a very brief, and I do mean brief, synopsis as to how to work the watch. One of the things that you'll want to take a peek at right off the bat is a little diagram that shows where all the buttons are, because there are a lot of buttons on this. So certainly it's a wristwatch, and it works fine with that functionality. This piece comes with it, and a little charger comes in with this, and there's a little USB connector, which actually the other end of this wire, special cable, goes into my computer, which we'll show you in a minute. But essentially, to charge the watch and also to pull the files off the watch, you just put this plug right in the watch like so, and that will actually light up. The light is very small. There's a blue and a red LED light. It's actually located over here, but you can't see it. It's so faint. If you have the watch on, it's easy. But this is the way you charge the camera, and this is the way you actually pull files off the camera. So essentially, it's a watch, and then right here is located the camera. And then these buttons on the side, depending upon what you want to do. On this side, you have a microphone, which works quite well. And this is to actually change the time, so that's a normal button. And then over here you have a single click button, which will take photographs in 480, 620 by 480, I believe it is, or 640 by 480, I'm sorry. And then on the top you have the button to click for the video camera. So I have actually put the watch on, and I actually have taken the wire, and this will go back into my computer. This is the USB cord. And if we go back onto my computer right now, what I'm going to do is open the watch up, and there it is on my computer. I'll actually fold my my browser down. So here's what you see. You have audio recording, you have images, and you have video. So if I click on the images, I'll blow this up a little bit. You actually could see that this took some pictures when I was outside. They're not the greatest pictures, but again, they're good enough to see what's going on. The resolution is fine. And I'm in Arizona, so it's real bright, and there's no way of cutting down the exposure. So they will be slightly overexposed, and I'm not aware of any functionality that will allow you to control the exposure. But certainly you can grab a photograph and clearly see what's going on. And it's very bright, so it's an unusual situation in Arizona outside on a day like today. And then last but not least, here's some video that I captured on this, and kind of neat. That's Wild Man Mike looking at it. So let's get off that, and we'll go over here. And this is a panorama of the studio that I'm actually sitting in right now. And that was all done on that watch. So I don't have the audio turned up, but I was talking a little bit about how the watch is. So as you can see, for the size of the Gadget, it works quite well, and kind of a neat, true-to-form gadget, if you will. And they're not that expensive. You can use it for whatever you want. I'm not going to go there. But let's fold this down and take a quick peek at where we can get this. Now, this is actually available at Baine's Outlet, and I've mentioned this company many times. I've bought things from them in the past. They're great. They ship out real quick. But Baine's Outlet has this watch, or one very similar to it. They're all pretty much the same. And it is $29.99, so it makes a great little gift if you have a teenager or a kid who's kind of interested in this stuff, or you could be an adult and have one. And all the watches are similar. They have, the face might be a little bit different. Actually, this one that I have is not as cool looking as the one at Baine's for $29.95. So that's where you can get that. If you Google spy watch or camera watch, you'll find hundreds of places on the internet that sell them. And again, we'll go to camera 2. I just want to show you what that configuration looks like. I like this cable, unlike other ones, because this makes a solid connection when it goes in. And it's very convenient, very easy to do. I prefer this rather than the small USB connector that you've seen around. So That's my gadget of the day, and I hope you like that. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to the Gadget Professor for a backdrop, the Gadget Professor page. But in today's paper, the Arizona Republic, which is not one of the biggies in the country, but there's a very interesting article. This actually came out of the Washington Post, and I will post this in the show notes, but it's something I think people need to be aware of. And essentially, the essence of the article is 2 cable companies are publicly pressing programmers to offer channels, cable TV channels, based on what TV viewers watch rather than as bundles. And this also includes less popular options. The cable operators see it as necessary to compete with the online video services such as Netflix and Hulu. If they succeed in doing this, it's going to transform the way the industry operates and could result in cheaper cable television costs for consumers. So essentially what's happening is the ability to cut the cord and not use your cable TV anymore and watch what you want when you want on the services that are available from Netflix, from Hulu, from Amazon Prime is really starting to cut into not only the financial pockets of the cable TV operators, but it's also starting to cut into the Viacom out there who are in control of the programming and forcing you to buy 115 channels when really you could care less about more than half of those, and there's only 3 or 4 of those channels that you want, so they're bundling it, forcing you to buy a package. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this, and I will keep you up to date on it, but essentially what they want to do is let you pick and choose what you want. So if you only want 4 or 5 channels, you only buy those 4 and 5 channels and pay for it. Ultimately, folks, where I think we're going with this is cable TV is in trouble. When you take a look at the new Roku box, which we'll have on in the next couple episodes, Time Warner has actually signed an agreement with the Roku company to broadcast the cable right on the Roku box. So that's going to be interesting, and I think the end of bundling is in sight, and internet video, if you will, internet/TV is here. It's here to stay, and we're just seeing the infancy of the disruption of the market as we know it today. So I think you should be aware of that. And then the other thing that I'll read that's real brief, and we'll get back to the show, and the only reason I'm reading this to you is because I think it's so important. South Korea hobbled by cyber attack. A cyber attack wreaks havoc in South Korea, crashing computer networks at banks and TV broadcasters and paralyzing bank machines. North Korea is suspected amid the U.S. and South Korea military drills, blah, blah, blah. But aside from the politics, you know, we also have China who's hacking into us on a daily basis. And this is a real serious problem. And there's a little bit in the press, but not a lot in the press. But I think the days of nuclear war are not going to be around, as terrified as we are of the thought of it. But quite frankly, with the cyber warfare, they could click a switch and turn the power off from China right here while we're sitting here watching now. They can disrupt our banking, our computer service for shipping, water supply. It's a very serious situation, and we really have to start kneeling down and keeping our intellectual property and the ability for other people to compromise us by hacking into our computers. It's a real serious thing, and I hope we get our act together and start tightening up those loopholes and those openings in the software and in the computer protection. It's very scary to me. So back to reality, folks. We have some excellent software today. This is called Pushbullet. Of course, it's free. Pushbullet is kind of a neat new app that's out there. Same Android phone, even more useful. Unleash Android's rich notifications. Your Android phone already makes it easy to keep connected with the rest of the world. Pushbullet makes it more connected by enabling you to easily get what's on your mind, on your phone, into the Android. So by loading this app on your computer and on your phone, you can actually push a file to your phone right from your computer. You can push a list to your phone and check items as you shop, so you can put a shopping list on there. And you can also push addresses to your phone and start navigation with one click. So if you're driving somewhere new, you can actually push the address to your phone from your computer, click it, and it will navigate you right to where you're going. You need to remember something, schedule, and push a reminder to your phone, and much, much more. So it essentially couples what's on your computer with one button click and sends it right to your Android phone. Very cool, Very cool application, totally free. Another application that I think you'll really like is called Songza, C-O-N-G-Z-A. This is a cool site. I just discovered it. It essentially creates a playlist for you given what you want to do. So if you want an energy boost, you click energy boost and it will play energy boosting music. If you're working and you just want background music with no lyrics, you click that. If you're working and you want lyrics in the songs, you click that. If you want brand new music that's out there, it will give you that. If you want relaxing, like massage music, relaxation music, Reiki music, then you click that. You also can configure any type of audio playlist that you want. You can browse, you can click on what's popular, totally free. There's no audio ads, amazing, there's no audio ads, and it's playlists by music experts. I definitely think you should check this out. It's called Songza. Another interesting piece of equipment that's been around for a while, very expensive in my opinion, but also you get what you pay for. It works really well. And if you're in a situation where you're looking for an easy way to get high quality music streamed everywhere in your house, then Sonos is one of the companies you might want to take a look at. It's S-O-N-O-S. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because you can go to your browser and check it out from the show notes, but essentially what they do is they make a device called Connect, and on the back of it, it connects to the internet. You connect your stereo or whatever it is you want to stream, and then you can buy a plethora of other types of speakers, Sonos speakers, and wirelessly stream to your entire house. They have a whole system. You can buy one speaker now and 5 later, or whatever combination you want, and there's a cool video here. And the quality of these, I've actually heard them and seen them in use. Probably the best out there in my opinion, or certainly one of the top 3, if not the top one, is Sonos. It's expensive. They start off at about $350, but it makes it real easy to do. There's not much configuration except pushing one button, and you can easily stream to every single room in your house. You even have the ability to play different songs, different types of music in each room if you want, and this is all laid out in a very simple, easy to follow way. Another piece of software that's again totally free, and you'll want to see this for sure, is FreeMake. This will let you freely download anything from YouTube. You can download any type of MP3. You can download anything on YouTube with just one click, and you can download video from about 10,000 plus websites. Very simple to do. It will also convert these files so you could play it on something else to AVI, MKV, 3GP, MP3, iPod, PSP, Android, on and on and on. You can also download a video that's on Facebook. It has a YouTube converter, and I can go on and on and on. It also has a download ad-free video appliance built into this, and you can download private and embedded videos. Totally free. It works fantastically. Check this out. Last but not least, I always hear messages from people saying, my video player doesn't work. I'm using VLC, or I'm using this, or I'm using that. And it plays some videos, but it doesn't play any other videos. Is there a mechanism out there, some type of software that's free, of course, that will play everything? And folks, I think I found it for you. It's called MPlayer for Windows. It's totally free. It's made by, it's code.google.com. It's Moldler. That's who makes these open source types of apps, and you just basically download this, and I believe it plays up to 192 different types of audio and video files. You will never have to find another video player or audio player again. This will do it all. And to close out the show today, I've mentioned this site once before, but they're really running some great specials the last couple weeks. It's called DailySteals.com. You should subscribe to this. It's free. You're going to get bombarded every day with 1 or 2 different emails of things that they're putting up for sale. And they have like today's steal, and today they're offering Remington razor blades if you're into that. And Remington King of Shaves 5-blade razor kit with 15 cartridges for $13. And it shows a ticker. There's 8 hours left. But they also have the Heist, which are things they run for X amount of days until it's sold out, and they're really good values. And again, I've ordered from them in the past and never had a problem, and they also have a blog which talks about all kinds of crazy things that they're going to run. Always free shipping. Their prices are pretty good. The stuff sells out, bam, like that. So if you see something on a Daily Steal that you want, it literally could be gone in an hour because their prices are good. Many times they run closeouts, which are fine. Many times they'll run things that companies are just trying to blow out to get rid of some of the inventory that they have in stock. So I highly recommend you take a look at Daily Steals. That will wrap it up today for the Gadget Professor. I'm so happy that you tuned in, and I look forward to seeing everybody next week on The Gadget Professor. See you next Thursday.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.